And now, Freelance Heroism presents Return to Ravenloft.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before I even get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier.
Yes.
Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Nate, Christopher Hildebrand, Breakmeister, and Rebecca. Thank you so much, everyone.
You help us make a better show for everyone. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
So, Rachel, you just went to see a movie.
I did. I just got back from a movie that I saw very early this morning. My friends and I, my D&D group, we rented out a theater so we could see the new Dungeons and Dragons movie together.
Yeah.
It was really fun. It was good. My expectations were on the ground. Like the bar was on the ground of if I thought this would be good or not, just based off how bad the last Dungeons and Dragons movie I watched was. But it was very fun, and it's been a long time since I saw the first one, but it felt like this one was made by people who knew D&D and enjoyed playing D&D and knew like a lot of the kind of tropes that happen in a game.
Right. So it was like more comedic than serious, or?
Yeah, there were in the sense of like, at least no campaign I've ever played has been like this super serious thing. There's always been,
right.
Like there's a plot happening, but also people are joking or someone is playing the dumb barbarian, and
Right.
But
do they ever like reference that it is a game, or is it purely set in the?
They never reference that it's a game.
Like you don't see anyone's player.
No.
Right. Oh, okay.
No. There is like this powerful magic seal that's sort of a plot thing. And some of the decorations on the seal kind of look like a D20, but it's not like very overt.
Right.
And I think that's maybe the closest that I saw to it referencing this is a D&D game.
Right. Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
The last few weren't great.
No.
I remember the Ridley and Snails
Mm-hmm.
one, and that wasn't. None of those have been great.
No.
What's the one with Tom Hanks, Mazes and Monsters?
I've never seen that one, but
Terrible.
I've heard it's not good.
It's not good.
Well, this one was very good. There were like points where people would cast spells, and then like people in my group would yell out what spell, because we had the whole theater to ourselves, so
right, we
didn't feel like it was rude for us to like talk to each other or yell out at the screen or anything. But it was very fun. I liked all the characters, and there were definitely like some jokes in it that I know are sort of reoccurring jokes in games that I've played, so I thought it was very funny to see that happening on the screen. It was a good time. There were like where it starts out in the movie, like I've played a campaign in that location before, and they don't like come out and say, oh, here we are in such and such. I was like, this is this place, so that means that they're here.
Right.
Which was very nerdy, but very cool to notice.
Well, that's good. Mm-hmm. Do you think people who aren't D&D people will like it?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if you're someone who likes just kind of a silly action movie, like a magic, like this is a world where there's magic and people are, doing a thing and fighting an evil. I think that like sort of some of the finer points get explained pretty well. So I think even if you don't know D&D, you could still watch this and enjoy it.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Well, hey, if you haven't seen it, go see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably not going to go in theaters to see it. I'm just not going to do that. I'm such a shut-in lately, but
yeah.
I mean, if you could rent your own theater, I guess that's different.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. Like up there, do you just not have people to go see movies, or what's the deal? How's it so like cost effective to go rent out a theater?
Well, we'd done it once before with the last Spider-Man movie that came out. We went
Yeah.
to the theater to go watch it. And it was really like it was $100, which
That's super cheap.
for like we had like I think seven people because I'm forgetting to count myself. We had 7 people, so split between the 7 of us, $100 for a theater rental is pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
And the only thing is that like they only do the showings at pretty early in the morning, so
Right.
we had to get there and start watching it at 9:30.
Well, yeah, I guess that if you're not selling movies that early, then
Yeah.
the theater's just empty space at that point. So I guess $100 better than nothing.
And like everybody bought snacks, which is how movie theaters
Yeah.
actually make their money anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, you spent $100 on the theater and $300 on the popcorn. Yeah.
But we had a really good time. From what I've heard, a lot of people also seemed to like this movie. So, good job, Wizards, actually putting out a good D&D movie. It only took you 20 something years.
I'm gonna be honest, they needed this win after after that whole SRD OGC thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really needed they
Mhm.
needed the win.
There was like they had the actors record like a little thing before the start of the movie that felt very patronizing.
Oh no.
Because it's all the actors sitting together and they're like, hey, we play heroes in this movie, but you guys, you're the real heroes.
Oh. What was it about? What in what context were people supposedly heroes?
I want you to guess the context.
COVID? They came out to theaters?
Yes, for seeing the movie in the theater.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a COVID thing.
That makes
you're saving our theaters.
Like, just watching that, I was like, I don't want to pay a theater to watch this movie anymore. Like, the movie was very fun and I had a good time and I'm glad I watched the movie, but just that sort of like little 20 seconds of hey, good job giving money to a theater.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I sort of feel like that when we do the Patreon thing.
Mhm.
Is that weird? Like, you guys know that, like, for supporting the podcast really does help us run it. But I don't ever want to come off like the guy from the head office said, hey, go record a thing.
Right.
Because we're the head office.
Like, hey, corporate told us to tell you that you're the heroes for pitching a couple bucks our way.
Actually, we were going with Paragon, but apparently heroes test better. So you're the heroes. Yeah, no, look, the actors probably didn't have anything to do with that. It was probably instructed, and they're just like, man, let me get
you
can
tell that Hugh Grant does not want to be there. Like, he is checked out during that little vignette.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that some theaters need like people to show up to watch it, but I mean, at the same time, they've been profiting pretty heavily off of,
Yeah.
You guys made bad deals with the companies that produced the film, and so you have to pay a shit ton of money to host the film there. So you have to gouge people for ticket prices and everything like that. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna get into some sludgy anti-corporate shit here if I keep going. So, so it was a fun movie.
Yes.
You had a good time.
I did. Yeah.
And then you had sushi.
And then I had sushi. Yeah.
Right. Did you get the right kind this time, or did you order the wrong one again? Rachel eats sushi all the time. She has a favorite, and she didn't know the name of it, so she ordered 2 orders of her favorite sushi, which was not actually the kind she got. She got exactly what she asked for, but unfortunately she didn't know the name of her favorite.
I thought it was called one thing, but it turns out it was called this. The thing was that I had always ordered those 2 things together.
Right.
Like every time.
No, go ahead. Justify it. It works out for you.
But it turns out
you don't know the name of your own favorite food. But it's okay. I mean, it's totally justifiable. It is only your first week on Earth. Oh wait, you were born here? You've lived here your whole life. Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry for me. You would eat the wrong sushi twice.
All right. Well, before you air out any of my other grievous sins.
Oh, hold on before I go. Hold on. Your party talked about how good Kaeviir was. I wanted to.
Yeah.
I screenshotted it too. So
there is a character who is much more competent than the rest of the party.
Right.
And so they help out a lot. And completely after the movie, we'd like left the theater, we're all hanging around, and just like I wasn't even talking about that character, but someone was like, this character was alternate Kaeviir.
Yeah, it just showed up to help.
Showed up and yeah.
Or are they old as well?
They are old, yeah. They are.
Do they have gray hair?
Old. No, they don't have gray hair. They've lived for a while, and like a lot of the characters before you meet that character, all of them are like, oh, I've heard of so and so, he did this thing. And this one else is like, my cousin fought with so and so and he did this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very nice compliment. Thank you, group who failed at door. Oh man. Oh,
it's not...
Well, it was fun playing with them when I was up there. So
yeah, they were for everybody listening, my in-person D&D group had a rough game yesterday as of this recording. They had a hard time with a non-magical unlocked door, and so also after the D&D movie today,
they'll get you.
My group was like, can we get Dees or Kaeviir to come back and help us with the door for our next game?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a good encapsulation. We got there, we profiled a thing. I taught them a new way to kill vampires, which worked like a charm.
Yeah.
There was some positioning issues going through hallways. In all fairness, there's a lot of characters in that group.
There is. It's a big group.
We're used to a 3-person party, 4-person party.
Yeah.
That was a lot more. So
yeah,
I guess positioning in tight hallways is always going to be complicated.
That's true. I'll say a lot of the games I've played or DM'd where players do get like kind of frustrated or they have just a hard time with an encounter, there tends to be like a narrow hallway involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or floor holes.
or pits in the floor. Yes.
There was an old trick for, was it Arcane Archer, where you could kind of strap a spell to your arrows.
Oh.
And then when, like, if it was an AoE or an area spell, you could like fire it, and wherever the arrow landed, the spell would go off. And one of them was Pit Trap. You could put Pit Trap on an arrow, and just go fire it, land on the ground, and then Pit Trap underneath people. Pretty great.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Well, you want to get to this week's episode?
Yeah. What's the title?
All right. This is Return to Ravenloft, episode 19. Once was blind, but now she knees.
Wow. Wow. I wonder. Can you guess who did this episode?
Thank you to Nate for editing. Next week, I believe I am back to editing. I have a bit of a buffer now, so thank you, Nate. All right, on to the episode.
So what do you say, Toots? You want to get on the space boat and you want to fucking people, bibbity bobbity boo people with your HP battery?
Are you quoting Zappa People
Yeah.
In Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where he's like, "Oh, you want to see my spaceship?"
I would, but I
All right,
can't leave
now.
this town in the shape it's in.
Why don't you
Well,
leave that to us?
You said he's leaving tomorrow.
yeah.
Someone's gonna have to pick up the pieces.
He's also taking recruits with him.
That's what I'm telling you. There's gonna be broken people here that need protection.
Yeah, but
Maybe I could
also,
redeem myself.
I mean, we talked to Octavio. He's got, like a kind of anti-vax vibe going on. I don't think you can really save him.
And you're not going to be able to save this town single hand.
Octavio? You talk Octavio the old fool?
Don't worry
Yeah.
about him. He's harmless. Harmless. Shit. I'm gonna go stand outside.
Did he drink
That'd be a good
the
idea.
he drank what Rex was serving?
Yeah.
He would.
And how?
He would.
Well, I gotta hand it to you. Oh shit.
He hasn't been happy since they enclosed the city.
Hmm. Yeah, he seems anti-wall, which I don't know. It seems to conflict with like what he was saying before. So he seems confused.
Hmm. It's Octavio. Octavio hasn't been there all the way. He's always been odd since we brought him back from the dead.
Okay.
Anyone in this town on their first pass?
You save what you can. You burn what you can't.
Is that supernatural? It felt like
What?
supernatural.
Carry on my way.
Better than what I thought she was going to say. Is save what you can, you eat the rest. But
You've been talking to Hobbs.
wait, is
I'm
that what we
kidding.
had?
No. Hobbs, he gets a couple of the hunters and whatever they trap. Possum, whatever they trap.
Wait, is that what we had?
Probably possum.
Oh.
There's definitely quite a few swamp possums out here.
It was playing possum for sure.
The gators used to be good hunting and eating until they all went zombified.
Oh, another episode title. Sorry. Plating possum.
That old crazy bat that sits in that rocking chair. Mm-mm.
Who?
The old woman in the rocking chair that lives south.
On the island?
That's the one.
We met her briefly.
And you survived.
We
Congratulations.
we didn't stay for long.
Yeah, you guys. Did you guys meet Figure?
Was that her?
That little pet sweater thing she wears?
Yeah, we saw that.
You know, she used to demand tribute in children.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that what the oh no.
What?
I'm thinking back to her trying to give me candy.
No, she hasn't done that in a while. She's calmed down. Now she just wants chickens or fresh meat to feed Figure.
Yeah, she seemed, I don't know. She said I sounded familiar or something, but never met her before.
Huh?
She doesn't bother. She doesn't.
Board that's like number of times this is Adrie, and the other side not Adrie, and it's just full up.
She doesn't bother the town,
Mhm.
so she's never messed with our supply trains. But yeah, if Mateo can't heal you, if I can't heal you, or Mateo can't do it with his potions, then they go seek her, and the price is always high.
Well, we don't plan on going back that way.
No.
But
You're not gonna go see Hawks again? Hawks is that way. Eventually, he'll make his way back up this way.
we might go visit him again, maybe. But I think for now we're interested in leaving the swamp.
Yes. Might be able to visit him again when we're a little bit more mobile.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
That's right. They want to
Uh,
look for his house, and I might stop by the institute to see my friend.
Institute.
The Institute.
Mhm.
Which one?
Bratislava Institute.
Oh, dearie, there's a dark shadow over that place.
Well, it's, steeped in old academia, so that makes sense.
She reaches out to try to pat you and misses. Oh, I hope we don't catch hate for
Ooh,
those
just
jokes.
a bit outside.
Eventually, she finds your shoulder, pats you.
So you're sure you're gonna hang out in a coffin for a day? That's what you want?
You
Yeah,
could disguise you. You could stay up in the hotel room.
you mean the tavern?
That one. Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna disguise nobody in this town. We've all known each other at least 10 years plus. They see me hobbling, they'll know it's me.
They see me hobbling. They know when. See through my disguise.
So, no, it's fine. I appreciate the offer, but this town, if it wasn't for bad luck, they wouldn't have any luck at all.
Mm.
Well, I'm glad we could be here for your untimely demise.
Well, I mean, that's at least the first sign of luck I've had. Too bad there ain't a goddess to look. That'd be nice.
I just kind of grunt to myself, fold my arms.
So she begins kind of hobbling through and making her way to the other graveyard.
I'll help her over.
All right. Rayne, buddy. I believe you have a date with the grave.
Yeah, I do. Apparently, I get to dig a hole. Lucky me. I'm going to make sure that I put that holy symbol. Is it a necklace?
Yes.
Okay, I will put that on because I'll be damned if I'm going to drop that thing or have it fall off and then have
All right.
who knows what happened to me.
There's plenty of shovels.
Well, that's good because I only need one. So I'm going to pick up the sturdiest looking shovel out of the bunch. And I am looking for a grave that's surrounded by stones.
Yes. As you walk out into the eastern lot, you find the metal bar gate. It's unlocked. Directly in front of you, on the end of the small patch of graveyard, you see a actual buried mount of dirt with stones around it. If you look to the north of it, you see the two stone tombstones or stone sarcophaguses.
Yeah.
And then the open grave between them.
Okay.
So she said it was in the closed one that was actually sealed with stones.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I need to move the stones out of the way first, or can I just?
That's up to you.
Just start digging.
You can it's up to you. You can move the stones or start digging.
I guess I'll start digging because that's the easier of the two, I think.
All right. It takes you a bit, but eventually you start digging down 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot. About 5 feet deep, you hit something solid.
Okay. Metal, stone,
wood.
Okay. All right. I'll kind of like dust the dirt off the top of it, see if I can identify what it is I've struck.
You pretty sure it's a coffin.
Okay. Full size, I assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I tell if I'm like at the head or the foot?
Yeah, closer probably to the foot.
To the foot. Okay. I'm going to clear a space probably about maybe a foot and a half in diameter so that I can just see the wood. And then I'm going to take the shovel and I'm going to try and crack through the lid.
Give me a strength check.
Okay. Hey, look at that. 24.
Oh, shit. You didn't have to call Cass.
Someone want to come open this jar of pickles for me?
You break through and, I mean, you hit it and you realize actually how brittle the wood is. And it shatters.
Okay.
Shovel goes right through. You hear it actually crack through bones.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting. Was it? Should I have expected a skeleton in here? What shouldn't?
She didn't say there wasn't one.
Oh,
You just said the
okay.
book was in there.
Oops. Great. Okay. I'm gonna survey the damage that I've now caused.
That's a lot of damage. Sorry.
You
Flexio,
pretty
push
much
the
like-
skill bar.
you damn near kneecapped it.
Oops. Well, I mean,
So.
in the grand scheme of things, it's not
Yeah.
like they were going to need those knees anyway.
No, and
Hey,
half the robes have
people
been
are not-
eaten.
Could have replaced those knees. That chick could have had a leg arm and a knee bone for an eye.
So
Renounce American fix anything.
you find
She once was blind, but now she needs.
oh
I hate my brain. I don't like my brain. I want a different one. Can I exchange it, please? I want to exchange it.
You find a book.
Well, that's good.
You find it. It's laid on top of her, where her stomach would be,
Okay.
and then on the hand you see a ring, a silver ring with a red ruby and a glowing, slightly. A slight like gleam off of it.
no. Why would you put that there? What? Do I get a sense that this ring has well, it's not really something I'm going to be able to tell.
You can roll an Arcana.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I can. It doesn't mean it's going to be worth a shit, but let's
Then we just call it an
tempt fate.
Arcanta.
That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a 2.
It's real shiny.
It's a ring.
It seems to be the only thing on the hand that hasn't degraded.
I mean, is this like just bone, or is there like decaying flesh still? I mean,
No, it's down to bone now.
Okay, so this has been down here for a really long time.
Yeah.
Oh man, the pirate in me wants to take that, but the realist in me is like stealing from the dead. Like the freshly dead, sure, because that was kind of the point of killing them in the first place. This, I don't know. It's a shiny ring. I take the ring.
As you do, the bone hand grabs you.
Oh,
And you hear a voice.
Oh,
To save the land from the final shadow, a new evil must be crowned in the blood of the first. And then it lets go.
Okay. Huh. That's not what I expected, but better than it could have turned out, I suppose.
It grabs you again. Marry
Good.
me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's like, I bet you say that to all the grave diggers. Let's see.
like the monster truck?
Grave robbers would probably have been the better word to use there. All right. Well, I've got book. I've got ring.
I love lamp. I've got book. I got ring.
Book goes under arm. Ring gets.
Why are you talking like this now?
I
You
don't
can't
know.
break free of this holding pattern?
No, I can't. Apparently not.
Book under arm. Hand swings by sides. Foot.
Sorry, I'm
In
having
room now.
I'm having a stroke at the moment. My apologies.
In room now. Turn left towards light. I'm like, oh God.
All right. I'll take the book. I'll put the ring away in my bag for
Okay.
now until I have an opportunity to take a look at it. And yeah, I'll go find Kestrel and Kevin to see
All
if
right.
they've like helped this poor lady into a box.
Yeah, I'll help Sister Garaele into this coffin and give her some of my rations and water.
She thanks you, and she takes the dressings from the coffin and kind of makes a pillow out of it with her one hand under her head and lays back. This is
Oh.
nice.
Okay. If you
These rations are fresh.
are they?
They're fresher than what we have in town.
Oh, well, that's fair. Look, if you need help in the future, do you have a way to like message or anything like that?
If he returns my holy symbol, I can always send you a message spell.
Okay. Well, I guess do that if you reappear and things don't work out in this town.
All right.
Maybe we'll stop by on the mobile house and come pick you up. Kestrel says this very sarcastically.
So you guys get her settled, and Rayne comes walking in with a book.
And a
Hey.
ring.
And a book.
Oh, ring was put away. Most likely before he climbed out of the grave.
Hey, I think I found what we were looking for. As I kind of dust some of the dirt off of it.
It's a thick leather-bound book. Gold. Well, was actually nice gold around the trims on some of the, but now it's kind of been tarnished over the years. You see what was a bright silver sword on the cover with a flame around it.
It's got some words here on the front. I don't know. Klaatu, Barada, Nikto. I don't know. Can you make anything out of this?
Yeah, it means buy Mountain Dew. Let me see. I'm gonna try to reach to snatch it from him. Do you release the book?
I kind of want to do the thing where I hold it just above you, just out of your reach to make you jump for it. But
cast grease on the ground, then pick it up once he falls.
No, I'll hand it to you. I figure if anyone's going to be able to make heads or tails out of this, it'll be Kaeviir.
I'm gonna lay down on one of the pews and hang my head kind of off the side, and then hold the book right side up. So it's actually upside down for me, but I've practiced reading upside down. Okay.
You open the book and you're able to actually go through parts of the Church of Ezra, and you see the different years as it's been passed down from it seems cleric to cleric.
While we're doing this, I want to roll an investigation check. Is that all right?
All
right. 24 total.
All right. What are you investigating?
I'm trying to make a mental note of what part of the narrative we're at when the handwriting switches from one to another. Not necessarily when the chapters of, hey, we handed the book off, but when the handwriting changes.
Almost each entry is from a different cleric, as that is pretty much one passes down to the other. It's each one kind of writes their time with the book as they pass it to their apprentice, and then it gets passed to their apprentice, and
so it's
so on.
Right. Okay, so then I also want to make a note of which ones added more to it and which ones that. This is just a researching trick that I do for gathering info.
All right. You're able to pick that up. It actually at the end of it, Sister Garaele writes, but it stops when it talks about the world breaking and the magic shifting, the mist moving. With the Dark Lord's lever, she writes her fears about how the land is falling apart, and she thinks the land eventually will collapse.
Okay.
But after that, it stops, and there's no mention of the accident with the child. And there's no mention of her actually having an apprentice, where the other entries do mention picking and training their different apprentices.
Probably
the one that
stopped writing when the bad thing happened.
The one that even talks about the one that picked Sister Garaele and how bright she was and intelligence wise. What a fighter she was. But Sister Garaele's entries just kind of stop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're a deeply religious person and you think that you've been forsaken or it's the end times, you probably stop recording who you're recording for.
But it does go back hundreds of years into Darkon's history.
I want to, in particular, isolate anything that talks about how the Lord's come to power. A list, maybe I could put together a list on the side of any mentions of
In
powerful.
Darkon, it only lists 2. Darkarius and then Aslan.
Right.
And
They probably mention other lords offhandedly, right?
no, not this one only keeps track of the history of Darkon.
Right.
I mean, there's mention of Aslan's war with Strahd over the time,
Right.
but none of the Dark Lords it mentions it believes are actually from the Dread Realms. Most of them were always brought over from another realm.
Does it describe
Except
Rex?
for
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
except for it doesn't mention anything of Strahd's origins. The only part of Strahd it mentions is the war he had with Aslan,
Right.
and that Strahd predated Aslan.
Hmm.
It doesn't give much description of Darkaris. It's well
Not
about physical
necessarily
descriptions,
physically,
no.
but
His
personality.
brutality, his cutthroatness, his inability to actually have sympathy. He was power hungry. He was enforcing it was his way, or no way. I mean, there is a mass similarity between him and Aslan and the way they're written about each other. But it seems that when Aslan arrived, the entries get mysterious about Darkalis because Aslan arrived, he showed up, and then Darkalis was no more.
Right.
It's like he cuts off of history.
From what we've seen of this guy who's wandering around town, right?
Mm-hmm.
He seems like he's asking people to join him, not forcing them to. And then when they decide not to, they punish them and not the entire group of.
Which is contrary to what you're reading.
Right. It doesn't seem like his behavior. So then this is likely a poser, at least from this text in isolation. But it doesn't mean that he's not powerful.
There is an interesting line that you do read. Aslan has tried to erase anything that happened with Darkalis, and most of it has been deemed false history.
So it could be. We also have to take into account the people who write histories are only writing from their perspective. So a person who just had a bunch of people in their town killed might have a different perspective about the reality of a situation, write it more negatively. This isn't definitive information of anything, I don't think, but it adds to our collection, right? It seems like Garaele had been instructed that that's not his behavior. From what we've seen, he only offed Garaele. He didn't off a bunch of people in town. They're going about their business, and he asked a bunch of people to join him. So if we can believe Garaele in this book, who Garaele's probably learned from this book, so maybe the same source. I don't know. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to observe that guy in his behavior and his interactions. Is there a way we could do that?
Well, he's wandering around town. I'm wondering if he's the one who's rented the other rooms at the inn, or if he's staying at that house that they've commandeered.
D-Walk, is there anything in that book about Rex that only he would know? A story that maybe only he would know, since that book is not in public knowledge.
Public circulation?
So something maybe in there that I could find out if he knew, and to prove definitively whether he was or wasn't Rex. Like a story about a city that he smote, or smote? Is it smote?
That
Smout?
is a decent turn.
Smited? Smat?
Um,
Smat's my favorite. Smut. He smut that bitch. Oh man, is that where the word comes from? Is it German in origin? I bet it is.
Smote. Smote is the correct past tense.
Yeah. Eben Luben Smouten Bluben. Okay.
I'm trying to think. No, I'm trying to separate player knowledge to character knowledge in my head right now.
Right.
What would be written in the book versus what's actually
Well, the way I figured is if a lot of stuff was destroyed, right?
Mhm.
And this is a poser, then he wouldn't know very much about the history of the person he's pretending to be.
Well, so this town has only been in existence for what, like 80 years?
Right.
Mhm.
And that book has been written over the course of hundreds of years.
Right. So the
So
book
where did it
would
come from? Maybe there was a different town and it got destroyed and they came here.
whatever the origin of the book, which is interesting, right? So that means there are multiple sources of information. But because the book was not only held by this particular group of people, handwritten and then buried and hidden and never taken out of their custody, this information is isolated from everyone else. If there's a story in here about a city he killed, the new guy got rid of all the other books about it. A poser who comes in won't have the resources to research the lore and tales of him. So this might give us a story that he wouldn't know. We drop a false bit of information. We heard about a blah, blah, blah battle. We tell it wrong and we see if he corrects us to the right information.
Yeah.
We never have to reveal whether or not, that we know he's full of shit, but at least that way we will.
There's the book reads about a city called Delanook. Now,
Delanook?
Delanook. Now that Kess has never heard of Delanook anywhere.
Okay.
It speaks of Darkalis unloading his wrath upon the city.
Does it say how? Or just that he did?
It just speaks of his wrath.
He killed everyone?
Yes, every man, woman, and child. Elf, dwarf, and other.
Okay.
The
Well,
only
that's
ones
good.
the only ones that told the story were the ones that were able to escape. But if they were in the city, then they were destroyed.
That's perfect. And we could talk about, it was interesting, his mercy at Illinook, that he found new followers.
In Illinook or Delanook?
Oh, Delanook.
Okay.
Is it Delanook or Illinook?
Delanook.
Delanook is the city that doesn't exist.
Delanook.
Illook is a city, I think, sort of in like the center of Darkon.
It is. It's actually near Necropolis.
All you motherfuckers know so much about this place. I read storybooks about it.
I'm from here, so.
Oh, come on. Not breaking character for a fucking second. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to pick a booger and flick it at her when she's not paying attention. Stealth check. Let's see what I get. Well, I'm glad I wasted it on that. Still a 17. Not the worst booger flicking.
All right. So
it has to be someone else who asks, because a child knowing this would be weird. I think in my approximation, I explained the plan to him. I think it should be you, Kess. Catch myself. You seem to have a history in this area. You would know maybe a rumor from somebody somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It seems likely that you would be the one to know this history. He's got to convince him that maybe you could follow a person that was capable of showing mercy, and by doing so was able to inspire new followers from Delanook.
You just want me to keep him talking for a while so you can observe him?
Well, I'm going to do that anyway, but he killed everyone in Delanook, the Rex, the original.
Mm-hmm.
That information would be hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone would know that, but we do.
Yeah.
If he was there, he would know that. If you talk about how he showed mercy and how maybe you could follow a person who was capable of doing that kind of thing, and he agrees, that proves he wasn't there, right?
All right.
And if he wasn't really there, I'll give you a signal as to whether or not I think we can take him.
What is the signal?
Get him.
What's the signal if you think we can't take him?
I won't say get him.
Okay.
I really feel like there's a comedy in it being bread based, like the signal.
Just chunk a
Like,
roll at her
what if-
head.
It's like a slice of bread if it has a smiley face on it.
Well,
Like
we
poke 2 holes.
well in Dragon Heist, our keyword was crackers.
Crackers?
You don't remember that?
I don't remember.
With the
Sorry.
with the rope, the like.
Oh, I do remember. Crackers.
I thought it was candles.
Candles?
It was not
Yeah,
candles.
no, when you were in trouble, we had to light a certain candle.
Oh, right.
Uh,
Okay, so how about I like the making up new signals though. I really do. This is fun. How about if I eat if I just hold the bread, then leave him alone. When I eat the loaf of bread,
Uh-huh.
not the whole loaf, just the piece of bread that I'm holding,
Okay.
that means go for it.
Just stab him.
Go to do work. Says dude's trying to take this town over. Do you trust my approximation?
I don't
Oh,
know.
well, thank you. That hurts. Yeah, she's got one arm and she's blind, but can she see my kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Kaeviir can.
All right, let's go talk to this guy. What is Rayne doing during this?
I probably will stay at the bar and keep an eye on this so that if this does turn into a physical altercation, I imagine he'll probably have some of his internal order bodyguards with him. So I will probably work to try and cut them off at the pass, so to speak, if this goes sideways.
Could wedge the door.
Could wedge the door. Yeah.
That'll slow him down at least.
Yeah.
If he's in the tavern, of course.
If he's in the tavern.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Cass.
Yeah.
If I eat the bread, that means get him.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like this is gonna go poorly. It sort of makes it more exciting.
Yeah.
She's like, he didn't eat the bread. Get him. Like, no. Crackers.
computer in simulation. As we go to leave, I'm gonna let Kaeviir get ahead of us just a little bit. I'm gonna stop Kes for a moment and go, look, you mentioned before that you've heard voices, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Something to the effect of "to save the land, a new dark lord must be blah, blah,
bathed
blah.
in the blood of the new, or the old, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too now.
Oh.
When I dug down into that coffin to get the book, the corpse kind of grabbed my hand, and I heard that from somewhere in the ether, and yeah. So you're not alone anymore.
Maybe you're dehydrated.
You're not here.
I'll kind of pat Rayne on the
Hear that out of
shoulder.
somebody else's mouth?
Yeah.
Just be like, well, welcome to Darkon.
Yeah. I mean,
my other adventuring companions didn't hear it. So I didn't think it was catching, but maybe you're susceptible.
Is that a good thing that I'm hearing it too, or a bad thing?
I mean, sometimes it's like prophecy like that.
No, I've dealt with a lot of
It's
weird
the possum you ate.
stuff. Damn it! It's the surprise in the possum surprise. Yeah. So okay. Well.
So it might happen again.
Great. Well, I look forward to that. All right. Well, I got your back on the inside if we if that's what this comes to. So
All right. I mean, if we do start fighting these guys, obviously the ones in robes will have to fight, but who knows which townsfolk have been sort of called to their side. That
Well,
we might also have to kill a bunch of innocent townspeople, which I've never done before, but you know.
well, it'll be a first for me too. So we'll have all kinds of things in common after that.
Maybe we'll get to meet a spider for the first time.
All right.
Right.
Well, so after this, you still want to look for his house on wheels or whatever it is.
On
His-
wheels. Come on.
His flying house,
His
as he puts
flying,
it.
his flying house.
I mean, if this, I haven't had any reason to doubt anything he's told me so far. And if he says that this exists and he thinks he knows where it is, it would probably be a faster way for us to get back. So, yeah, probably so. All right. Were you going to go your separate way after this?
I think I need to talk to some of my friends about some stuff. That's all. But I mean, maybe, a flying house would get me there faster.
Well, yeah, I think anything, regardless of what it is, if it's faster than walking on foot at this point, it's probably worth taking a look for.
True. Yeah. We haven't had great luck with horses.
No, we haven't. And to be honest with you, I'm much better on water than I am on most other things. So if it's a boat, so to speak, then it'd probably be better for me than not.
Cut to Adrie's horse. Shoot me.
Feed me wheat and small children.
Oh man.
Vess is at like the butcher shop. She's like, "What do you mean you won't take it?"
We've cut off 2 steaks and it's still running around the room.
So what if it talks?
It's
still
only
good meat.
It's only vomited like 3 skulls.
I like to have my mane braided and to kill.
All right.
It vomits all the time. It's its own sauce. It's perfect. It's like a cordon bleu, man.
Are we going straight to the tavern, or are we checking in at the apothecary?
Well, we're doing the loop anyway, so apothecary should be on the
Yep.
loop, right?
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask, what time was it in game?
You guys are probably approaching 6 or 8 o'clock, maybe
Okay.
7. 7 a good time.
At night. Okay. So
Mm-hmm. When you said it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm kind of going off that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking of the irony. Kess in black armor, first time meeting Brendan, and he can actually see her as a living skeleton. You are the Dark Lady.
He'll recognize her voice.
Yep. And you will be. Oh, what was the word? What is it?
No, so Adrie's his dark lady, and he's Adrie's blood vassal.
Yep. Yeah,
But
he is the blood vessel for
I
the
don't
Dark
know.
Lady.
I don't know how he's gonna be a blood vassal when he's a skeleton now. He's
He
really
is the bone vessel.
he's-
I'm the
No.
vessel of bone dust.
No.
No,
Adrie's
we can't.
Bone vessel.
No.
How do you sign up for that gig?
No.
leading that.
People outside of Freelance Manor lined up with their CVs in hand.
You have to come up with a different vassal.
Yeah.
David.
Okay.
Hi, I'm here to audition for AG's Bone Vessel.
I'm sorry.
Check out these thumbnails, right?
Oh God.
And these thumbnails. Those are nudes. Yeah, they're thumbnails though.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'll figure out something by then.
All right, so we're going to the apothecary.
Are we just going straight across and down? Are we kind of going at a diagonal?
Pretty sneaky, sis.
I think we're trying to get a good idea of like the layout of the town
Okay.
and the wall. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm assuming then you're gonna go east. Then
Yeah.
okay. The first thing you guys run into is the burgomaster's house,
Oh,
the
that's
large one.
right.
You see a couple small houses between, a larger one, a smaller one in front of them. And then to the south of the burgomaster's house, you guys see the smithy, the town smith. You see the smoke bellowing from the stack.
He walks out and smacks somebody. Oh, it's the town smith. He's like that.
Get that smoke out of your motherfucking mouth.
Yeah, he walks over to a miner with a cart full of rocks. Ooh.
Oh. Actually,
Finally.
right past the burgomaster's house, you see another gate that actually leads outside the walls, but it's boarded up and nailed shut at the moment.
Nailed shut.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any guards?
No.
I bet I could. A gate's like a door. I could probably open that.
That sounds like an escape route to me.
I know she can do it. I've seen her do this. It's amazing.
Go ahead and give me a perception.
27.
Ooh.
Oh, everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, don't me. I have a +10 to perception. My total roll is a 13.
I have plus 13 and it's a 16. I
Oh,
rolled a
so
3.
we both rolled a 3. Ooh, okay.
All right. Adri, Kess picks it up for sure.
That's easy to do.
Ducky picks. I'm kidding.
See, even the narrator of the story is confirming what we had to say.
That's the only voice you don't hear, huh?
Yeah.
So, coming actually from the gate in the mud on the ground, you see 3 sets of footprints. One lighter. Oh, 2 lighter, 1 a little heavier. All 3 of you actually see them. They seem differently than the rest of the town. They're actually heading into the town from the gate, where you don't actually see any other footprints coming from that area as of late.
From the nailed shut gate.
Mm-hmm.
In the like mud where we can also see these footprints, are there any signs of like the gate scraping the mud that would show that it was not
No,
nailed shut and then nailed shut
No.
recently? Okay.
you don't see any footsteps actually walking towards it all. Just these 3 coming away from it.
Mhm.
All 3 kind of left a real heavy imprint on in front of the gate,
Mhm.
and then
They climbed over.
so once they get past the smithies, the 3 separate.
Hmm.
As you guys are deciding what to do with the 3 footprints, you hear an explosion of a fireball wrecking a certain area of town. You can see the smoke coming from the southeast. I'm sorry, the southwest.
Just based on our
And
traversal, do we know what kind of area? Like,
you guys actually walked through this. This is where the house is, and the one house that actually was housing that the order have taken over. It's from that area where the smoke's coming from the fireball.
ooh.
And you can
Uh-oh.
hear the shouting and screams of not just the order, but the townspeople now.
Do you think it's hawks?
Old fireball hawks.
Well, I guess we better check that out.
Yeah. Start running.
Thank you so much for listening to Return to Ravenloft, a Freelance Heroism podcast. If you'd like to support us more, check us out on patreon.com/freelance_heroism and just donate any amount. We have prizes and journal entries and art that we post regularly, a few times a week, and we'd really appreciate any support you could give us. Thank you.
Our cast includes Rachel Moore as Kesselgard Reskill, Dees Cassius as Master Kaeviir, Nathan Lett as Captain Rayne Trichet, and David, aka D-Walk, as Dr. Midnight, and everyone else in the game. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you next week.
The invoice is in the mail. Harry Oldman can fit an entire Toblerone in his edit.
No, finish your thought.
Bunghole.
There you go.
Oh.